morning. This is Pradeep Vibhuti, Assistant Professor, Electrical Department, SDM College of Engineering Technology, Dharwad. So now we will see experiment on voltage series feedback. So there are three parts in it. Yes, one is to obtain the frequency response, and second is to find the input impedance, and then third one is output impedance. So this is the tabular column for first one, that is to find the frequency response, and then input impedance, output, and output impedance. So in theory, you might have already studied what is voltage series. Okay, so at output you'll have voltage and you will connect feedback in series. Fine. So in series actually you are connecting the voltage itself. So that part in theory you have already studied. So now we will rig up this circuit using multisim software. Yes. So to open multisim software, in start menu type multisim and you will get this NI multisim 13.0 and it will open in few seconds. Yes, it is 100%. So once it opens, it will look something like this, correct? So you have a blank design, you will place all the components here. Now we'll see how to do that. So before that you save it. Okay, so here you have to click. So once you save it, you save it in a separate folder. So here we have made an AC simulation, correct? So you can name it as voltage series feedback. Okay, VSF, any name you want, you can name it with your USN also. And then to start with, we'll go to place, okay, and select component. So once you click on components, you'll get the libraries like this. So here you have all groups. So first we'll take the source here, you can see. Yes, the source here. Then we'll take some capacitors, then transistor. Yes, and here is a DC source. So in sources we have DC source, correct? You go to power source and you have DC source. We'll place it, correct? We have it here, and we'll also take AC source, AC power. Yes, it is 5 milli voltage peak. We'll give the values later, but right now we'll rig it up here. And we have resistors and capacitors. So again we'll go to this column, okay, group. In that group we'll select basic. In basic we have resistor and capacitor, so we'll select some value of resistor, for example 1k was selected, and we'll place it. And we'll also take a capacitor, some value capacitor, 1 micro is already selected. We'll take it and place it here. Yes, and now we need to select 2N22221A, which is the transistor. So that you will find it in transistor, correct? So if you want, you can search it here, or you can go to all groups and search it 2N triple two 1A. Yes, you can simply search it and place it. Okay, so you can see here this part is exactly same as this part. Yes, so with this components we'll just simply, I'll press escape, it will go. So this is 10 volts. Yes, we'll give it 10. And we forgot to take the ground. You can go here, shortcut, place source, or you can go to place component. Yes, so I'll go to source, and in source we have ground. Okay, please remember where these components are, or you can type search. Okay, by searching you will always find it. So this is Negative terminal is down, so we'll flip it vertically so that you have positive here. See, you have positive to be connected, so negative it will go to ground. Yes, and here we have a resistor. I'll right click, copy, and again right click and paste. Either you can do this or you can use shortcut keys Control C, Control V. Now I'll have to rotate it. Yes, so rotate it clockwise, and you will connect it to the source. Yes, this one to the source, and we have one more resistor. Copy, paste, Control C, Control V I have typed, so I'll place it here. This capacitor is here, and this capacitor should rotate in clockwise, which will come here. Okay, I'll slightly adjust it. Fine. So we have capacitor here. We have one more. I'm controlling and pasting it. We have one more resistor here and one more resistor here. So we have placed these values. So this is 100 ohm. Okay, this is 100 ohm, and the label, if you want, you can type it, which is RS, source resistance. Yes, 100 ohms. So connect it, and you can shift it. Okay, you can adjust it like that. Fine. So this is again 100 ohm, so we'll just zoom it. Yes, it is 100 ohm, so value will be 100. Give enter and connect it. So what is this value? This resistance is 4.7k. okay, 4.7k. yes, fine. I'm not changing R2 into RC1. okay, that is fine. What matters is value. Naming, I'm not taking much care. Okay, so 220k. Ohm is there. Okay, you don't have to type ohm, and we have this as 10 microfarad, so change it, the value to that value, and this goes here. Fine. Okay, let me zoom out this, and this value comes here. Let me move this bit upwards. I'm doing the connection. I'll complete it. So I think with this you can either move it here also, no issues. This one here. Yes, it will look something like this. Now I have one more capacitor here. I'll just copy and paste this capacitor, which is C2, and the C2 is connected to this point. So that red wire is very small, so hence it is not connecting. I'll paste it. So I'll just move it upward. So I have yes, these are the name. Q1 is the name of this transistor. I'll just drag it here. So this part is complete. Now what I'll do is I'll select this much. Yes, I have selected it. I'll right click and copy, and again right click and paste it. So if I paste, it will get something like this. Okay, and I'll place it here. Yes, exactly the same. So I don't want this. I'll delete it. I should haven't copied it, but it is being copied, so I'll remove it. This is not required. This is not required. Now the output of this, Okay, this is also not required. Now I'll select this, I'll move it slightly, take some time, fine, no issues. So this you connect it here, fine. So we have done this. Now to connect these two wires, you'll not get this wire. Yes, we have got it. You can move this here, just to make it look like this. Okay, and we'll connect. So we cannot connect this, so select this and delete it. Now we'll bring a wire from here and complete the connection. Okay, we forgot to connect one more capacitor. Okay, copy paste, which is a bypass capacitor. We call this as a bypass capacitor. Rotate it at 90 degree and okay, it is not there. We'll connect it here. Here it is there. So we can call it as CE. Now we will take a oscilloscope, correct? Now yes, we'll both negative, we'll short it and we'll connect it with the Control C, Control V, ground, and positive will go to the input, yes, of channel A, and channel B will be the output. Fine. You can adjust this bit. So hope we have done everything. Only thing left out is yes, one resistor, that is feedback resistor. So I'll rotate it vertically, make it flip horizontal. Oh sorry, I'll have to do it by clockwise rotation. So this will go to feedback here, and this will go to the output. So hope everything is fine. I think all values are correct. This is 220k, 4.7k, 10 micro. Okay, this is 22k. I forgot to do it. 22k, small k, and this is also same. 22k. Now this is 1 kilohertz, 5 millivolt peak to peak. We'll give it. This is 5 milli, small m, and this is 1 kilohertz. Nothing else to change. So now we are ready. I think this is 10k. So feedback resistor is 10k. So we have done the connection. Now we'll save it and simulate it. So this is the run button. Yes, this is the run button, and this is pause, and this is stop. And now we'll see. Yes, so we are getting the signal. Yes, you can see here. Now there should be two signals. I'll just Y position, I'll bring output or output upside, and this input down, because input is only 10 milli. Yes, input was 10 milli, that is 5 millivolt. Peak to peak is 10 milli, correct? So now I don't want both the signal to be red, so what I'll do is I'll just stop it, okay, and I'll change the color of this output. Color segment, I'll make it maybe purple if it is visible. Let me see, run it. Yes, so purple is visible, so I'll decrease the scale so that now this is the, I'll just pause it so you can see this is the signal. So soon after you have given input, you can get the output. Now is there any gain? See, red is the input. Yes, red signal, see this is red wire and this is purple wire. Red wire is input, it has gone to input, and purple wire has gone to output, so this is output. So first, which is our first one? See, I'm moving this, so this is my first signal, correct? So what is the input here? 10 millivolts per division. Yes, so it is slightly more than one division, so peak to peak it is 10 millivolt. And if you want to measure voltage, you just have to click on this signal, okay, and move this, okay, move these lines so that it will show what is the peak to peak voltage. So almost 14 millivolt. So 14 millivolt is the input, and what is the output? See here, I have clicked on this signal. What is the output? It is 1.267 volt, correct? So almost 10 times, correct? It is almost, how many times? Sorry, 100 times, correct? It is almost 100 times. Now what is the procedure? According to the procedure, yes, we have done this with feedback. So now we have to change the frequency, yes, up to 1 megahertz in steps, and we have to note down the corresponding output voltage. So here in this table, okay, in this table you go from 50 hertz, like 100, okay, 200, 500, 1k, 1.5k, that is 2k. So in steps, in many different steps, you can go up to 1 mega. So that you have to do. How to do it? You go here. Yes, it is already in running condition, you must know that. So you give here some 10k, change the input frequency. Because it is in running condition, this will give, simply give OK, stop it and run it, and you will get it. Now every time what you have to do, okay, just make it a better view. So this is a better view, okay. We have changed the time scale. Now amplitude scale, you have to measure it. So for that you pause it, and to measure this input, okay, you move these cursors, it will give peak to peak, or this is only the voltage. Okay, you better always measure peak to peak, that is also fine, or 0 to peak. So peak to peak is this one, 13.8 milli, and output is still same, 1.26. So let me increase this, I'll stop this, and let me increase this to 50k. What is the change in voltage? We'll see. Is there any change in voltage? Maybe slightly. Pause this, come back, and select the signal. Input voltage we have not changed, So move these cursors from peak to this peak. It is still the same. Maybe let me give 500k. Okay, I'm showing some values, but you have to go in steps. Okay, don't worry about that. You simply run it once again. We have increased it frequency by 10 times, so pause it and again measure the signal. It is still almost the same, so you make it 900k, which is almost 100k less than 1 million. Run it. Pause it and measure the signal. So it has slightly reduced now. Yes, earlier it was 1.27, now it is 1.77. Now you go to stop this, you make it 1 mega. One megahertz. Now it would have been slightly reduced. Pause this, click on the signal and move the cursors to measure peak to peak. So it has again a bit slightly reduced peak to peak, correct? So like this, if you go for maybe 10 megahertz, let us see what will happen. Stop, run the simulation. See here, for 10 megahertz it has drastically reduced. So maybe for 1 megahertz it was 1.17, for 10 megahertz it is less. So you have to take more values between 1 to 10. So for 5, 6, 7 megahertz, so it is bit a lengthy process because you have to take more readings. So I'll just pause this. Now you click on this, click on the input is always same. Okay, it will not change. So you can see here it is almost reduced. So how to plot a graph on this? See, output voltage we have got. You for every frequency you measure the output voltage. Input is same, so you take the ratio, which is the gain, and multiply it with the 20 log. You will get some number which is in dB. Okay, so this with logarithm scale for frequency we have to plot it. So we started with 1k, correct? You have to start with 0 hertz. Okay, maybe 50 hertz. So from 50 hertz, if you go on plotting the values for 50 hertz to 10 megahertz, you will get something graph like this, which I will show now. Okay, we'll try to show it in Paint. So in start menu I have typed Paint and I'm trying to open the Paint. So you will get something plot like this. So this is x-axis and y-axis. So this is y-axis and x-axis. So you'll get plot something like this. So here some 40 dB, this is 40 dB or something, you'll get it, correct? So for most of the range you might have observed the output is same, correct? But below 1 kilohertz and above 1 megahertz you have output less, that is gain as less. So if you have got 40, you have to reduce it by 3 dB. So minus 3 dB you have to. So for 37, if it is 40, this is 40. For 37 you have to mark this and you have to draw a straight line, and wherever it intersects the gain curve, then that becomes your F1 and this is F2. So this is your bandwidth. So this is how you will get the graph. Clear? Yes. So 20 log dB is this plot, correct? I'm redrawing it again. So this is that 20 log dB plot, and once you get that, so wherever you get a constant, for example, if you get it constant at 40 dB, okay, you have to reduce 3 dB, okay, minus 3 dB. So at 37 you have to draw a straight line, and wherever it intersect these two curves, so this point will give you f1 and this point will give you f2. So this is frequency versus gain. So gain is AV. Fine. So this is how you plot the graph. So next part is input impedance. Now how do we do it? See, input impedance, you have to do it for with feedback and without feedback. See, for this also you have with and without feedback. Okay, you do only for with feedback. Without feedback is not necessary. Okay. See here, this is 10 millivolt peak to peak, 5 millivolt peak to peak. So do only for with feedback for this particular thing, that is finding the bandwidth. Okay, for this one. Next, second one, what you have to do is you have to do it for with feedback and without feedback. So with feedback is this, without feedback you simply remove this line, you simply delete this line, that becomes your without feedback. So with feedback, what is the procedure? First you have to set input to 10 millivolt, okay, and connect a resistance R1 in series with R1 in series with input that is AFO, analog frequency oscilloscope. See, in practical you use actually oscilloscope, and that is analog frequency generator. This is actually audio frequency oscilloscope. So it is a frequency generator. Yes. So in series with that you have to connect a resistor, which we have already connected, and we have to vary this input resistance till we get output to be half. Okay, so increase R1 in steps till the output voltage is halved. Okay, so for particular input resistance, when the output voltage is half, then that resistance will give the input impedance. Yes. So now what is the output voltage? I'll again make it as 1 kilohertz. 1k, 10k, we have seen already, almost up to 900k also it is same only. Okay, so every time it asks okay, you give okay, because during runtime if you change, it will give that error. Now we'll run it. Okay, stop it, run it once again. This was not properly. Okay, now it is correct, it is giving proper output. Now what you have to do, you pause it and measure the output impedance, that is measure the output voltage first. So click on this output signal. Now measure it, how much it is peak to peak. Here channel B, it is peak to peak is 1.27 nearly. Now what is half of it? Yes, output voltage is half. Till then you have to increase the R1. R1 is input impedance, input resistor. So half of this is, yes, 13 means almost 0.65. Yes, means almost 650. Yes, 650 millivolt. So till you get 650 millivolt, you have to vary the input impedance, input resistance. So I'll vary this maybe up to 10k. Let me see for 10k what. See, this is just a trial and error. You have to try some value, run it. Yes, it has certainly reduced, but how much it has reduced, we'll have to measure it. So come back. Is it 0.65? No, it is slightly more than 0.65. So I'll have to increase this resistance. Maybe for 15k, let me try 15k. Give OK, stop it and run it again. And I think signal has reduced drastically. Let me see how much it has reduced. Yes, almost 0.65. Yes, so what is your impedance now? It is 15k, because for input impedance 15k, your output is halved. So this is, see, at that time we don't worry about input, because input will certainly reduce because you have increased the resistance at input side. It will have some small effects. Okay, from 10 milli it has gone to 7 milli. That's fine, but output you have almost got half. So the same procedure you have to do it for output impedance also. So what you have to do, go back to the same values. Earlier value was 100 ohm, correct. Give it, run it, and yes, you have got it almost the same. That is 1.3 something was there, no, 1 point. Peak to peak I am measuring 1.27. So half of this is again 0.65. You have to put a resistor at output side. So what for that, what I will do is, procedure is, and this part is not at over. Actually what you have to do it, by removing this you have to do the same. I'll do it, I'll leave it for you. Okay, without feedback you have to do the same procedure. Now output impedance, yes, and it is clearly mentioned, you have to keep with feedback 10 millivolt peak to peak, for without feedback 5 millivolt peak to peak. Here it is given, without feedback 5 millivolt peak to peak. Now with feedback output impedance I am measuring. So what you have to do is set input voltage, okay, 5 millivolt, and R0 in parallel with output is put and the output is measured. So you have to vary the R0 till the output is half. So I'll connect a resistor in R0. So I have directly click this resistor. I'll now put variable, because I can slide it here only. Instead of varying the value, I'll use the variable resistance itself. So I'll right click and rotate it. So you can see here I have a slider here. And I'll connect it to ground. So copy, paste this ground. Yes. Now let me run. I have put 1k load. Let me see what is the output. So it has reduced. Yes, it has reduced to some value. Let me check it. Whether it is 0.65, because 1.27 half is almost 0.65. No, it is not 0.65. So it is not 1k, somewhere near to that. So let me reduce it and see to 40%. See, for sorry, 50% of 1k was, see, earlier it was 50%. 50% of 1k was 500 ohms we had connected. Now we are connecting around 400 ohms. Stop it and run it. Yes, we have got something. I have to pause this, measure it. 700, so slightly somewhere near to this. For 50% it was 0.75, for 40% it is 0.7, so it means I have to reduce it, not by that much, slightly will reduce. So this is also again trial and error. Now let me pause this and click on the signal. Yes, it is almost 0.65. So output impedance is what now? 35% of 1K, which is 350 ohms. So output impedance we have got it, which is 350 ohms. Okay, 350 ohms you will write. So without feedback you disconnect this, okay, and do the same procedure. So that part I'll leave it to you. So that is the end of this experiment. Thank you.